A 12-year-old boy says he witnessed the K Street shooting and knows who the gunmen are. That's according to a Sacramento police detective who testified in court today. That young boy is among several who police detectives interviewed and during their investigation into the deadly shooting on April of 2022. Thanks for being with us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
And I'm Edie Lambert. The two suspects in this case are Matula Payton and DeAndre Martin. KCRA3's Orko Manno is in court all day for us, and he explains why the timeline of events that morning is so crucial for both the defense and the prosecution.
Sacramento Police Detective Sean McGovern testifying in court today, recounting what a 12-year-old witness told him about the deadly K Street shooting. He says the young boy was helping his family sell hot dogs on the corner of 10th and K Streets in the early morning hours of April 3rd, 2022, as the clubs were getting out.
He thought somebody was going to buy a hot dog, at which point he saw a subject in front of his cart lifting up a shirt and brandishing a firearm in his waistband.
The boy told Detective McGovern that he witnessed a group of men arguing moments before the shots rang out.
He tried to speed up the transaction because he was wanting to get out of there.
And as he was doing that, what occurred?
The shooting began.
From his vantage point, could he see anyone shooting a firearm?
Yes.
And how many people did he see firing firearms?
He described 2 subjects firing firearms.
The boy said one of those people, the same man who brandished the firearm, was wearing white and was firing shots while running away. The prosecution says that's consistent with surveillance video of Matula Payton. Payton, one of the shooting suspects, sitting quietly in the courtroom today.
And Matula Payton runs some distance.
But Payton's defense attorney, Reed Kingsbury, pointed to the timeline of events. Video of the moment 2 of the victims, Yamil Martinez and Jontea Alexander, were shot, played in court. Kingsbury argues that the timestamps from the footage show that Payton fired his gun seconds after Martinez and Alexander dropped to the ground.
We can conclude that no bullet from any of the shots that Mr. Payton fired as he ran northbound on 10th Street killed Yamil Martinez.
Attorney Linda Parisi, who represents the other suspect, DeAndre Martin, also trying to use the timeline for her defense.
Smiley and DeAndre, they don't come up to the corner of 10th and K until after the shooting has started, correct?
They positioned themselves on the corner of the Sharif, on the K Street side of the Sharif corner.
Detective McGovern also interviewed the sister of victim Jontea Alexander. She told him she saw her sister go down and stayed with her until her death.
She advised her sister, told her that she couldn't move and that she was coughing up blood. So ultimately, Jontea got on top of her to protect her because there were still gunshots going.
The attorneys also talked a lot about the demeanor of the suspects in the hours leading up to the shooting, the defense saying that there were normal interactions between the men, but the prosecution says that those interactions were aggressive. Reporting in Sacramento, Orko Manno, KCRA3 News.
And investigators also say the shooting was gang-related, and late this afternoon we started hearing from a Sacramento police gang expert to shed more light on this case. He'll continue testifying when this preliminary hearing continues next week.